Boker Tov, everybody. So this week's portion is Korach, very famous story involving a challenge of Moses' leadership. I want to talk about a specific part of this story, which is the staff of Aaron flowering into bearing almond fruit and almond blossoms. And what does that signify for us? So if you take a look for a moment at a staff, what a staff signifies, I think it's very emblematic of leadership because it turns out that most of our leaders have been shepherds in the Torah, and a little bit beyond too, if you think of King David. So having a shepherd as a leader is very symbolic. The staff is both for them to lean on for support, and it's for them to separate the herd, right? They're sort of marking the lines of where the herd can go. And I think similarly for us, the leaders would not using their staff, but using their words, using their actions, they would sort of herd the people in which direction to go. And so there are numerous things that we see happen with this staff of both of Aaron and of Moses that are quite miraculous. Most notably, we have, first of all, Moses' staff is called the staff of God. It's present in his moment at the burning bush. Aaron's staff, when they go to confront Pharaoh, turns into a serpent and then swallows the serpent staffs of the Egyptians and then turns back into a staff. And that's a pretty miraculous thing. And of course, the staff also being present for splitting the sea and also for hitting the rock and sprouting forth water. So the staff is present for a lot of these crucial moments, very symbolic moments in the story. And here we have it bearing fruit and bearing beautiful blossoms. I think in this particular instance, it's supposed to be a very clear sign from God of showing Aaron's leadership, right? Because this moment actually, like preceding this, Korach and his people are challenging Moses and Aaron's leadership. And so this is a sign directly from God that Aaron is the one who's supposed to be leading, right? So there are moments when the people are complaining and when it's warranted and when it's not. And here it's saying, this is the moment. Like Aaron definitely is supposed to be your Kohen Gadol. You should accept his leadership. But the fact that that is done by almond blossoms, I think that's really important because it shows to us this beautiful aesthetic. Almond blossoms are very beautiful to look at. And it is a very miraculous thing, not just to have something happening with the staff, because we've seen things happening with the staff. But if you take the moment from when a tree is planted all the way to when it bears fruit and bears blossoms, that takes a very long time. And so this is a condensed moment, and all of a sudden it sprouts forth the fruit and the blossoms. And I think it's supposed to show us that we need to take moments in our own leadership and find moments to blossom. I think there are moments of deep beauty and wonder that we can find in our own sense of leadership and in our sense of also, following others' leaderships, finding that moment. Where is the blossom? I think we can find it when we look hard enough. And I think it's really important to note that it's not just following the leader, but it's noticing what qualities make them a good leader. Why do we follow them? Looking for those signs and looking for ways to show those signs to others.